Jim, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
There it is. Can you hear me now?
There we go. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
everybody.
Morning,
Good to see you,
Jim.
Dale. Good to see you, Dale. Hi, Samantha. Can't see you, but hi anyway.
Hi, sorry. I had to step away for a minute.
It's okay.
I had sent you all over a copy of the proposal that was sent to the governor's office. I just want to make sure you got it.
Did not get it.
No, I didn't get one.
I just opened mine. It's on the commission webpage. I mean, email.
Email. Yeah, I got mine, Sammy.
Frank, would you like me to send it to your other email?
Yes, because I can't get into that without getting out of this.
Okay.
Same thing for me, Bill.
Bill, okay.
Yeah, this is Jack. I have not received such a thing.
Hey,
Good morning, David.
Good morning. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Frank. How's it going out there?
Good, good.
Yeah.
No tornadoes today?
No, just rain. We had an exciting weekend here, though. Watching them hit all over the state here, and
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself for a little bit. Somebody just drove up and the dogs are getting ready to bark, but I am here.
Okay, well, we have to do it online to when we go public here, so
Oh, okay.
we can't do it ahead of time. It is 10 a.m. and this meeting of the Arizona Oil and Gas Conservation Commission is called to order. Commissioners, please state your name and if you have any conflicts of interest under our first item, establishing a quorum and conflicts of interest. Commissioners,
Jack Nations, no conflict.
commissioners, could you each run through
Ballard,
that?
I'm Commissioner
Repeat.
Ballard is here and no
Okay.
conflicts.
Okay.
Bill Robin, no conflict.
And do we have Commissioner Conway? Has anybody heard if Commissioner Conway will be joining us today?
I haven't heard.
We have a quorum, so let us move forward. Item 2, administrator update. One other quick note, we have AAG Rick Zeiss with us from the AG's office. So let us move forward. Administrator Roberts. do you want to address item 2 on the agenda?
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner. On item 2A, rules and legislative timeframe update, what I sent you all over, and I hope you, if you didn't get it, please let me know. But there is a proposal that was sent to the governor's office. We don't have any word yet on moving forward or anything like that at this time, but that, that particular proposal was really just, I'll give you a brief overview, and then if you have more questions, Matt Rippentrop is here and he can answer those for you, hopefully. But the proposal really is just to remove the fees that are in statute so that under rules, you'll be able to develop those fees or change them. And then we're also proposing to establish an oil and gas fee fund, and then also exploring funding options, such as possible production tax or accessing TPT, transaction privilege tax. So that's kind of the gist of the proposal that was sent over. And again, no finalization on that. One other thing to note is that the NDO that was filed in January of this year, we'll have to extend that in January of next year. So that's what I have for the rules and legislative update on that.
Administrator Roberts, could you send out the AZOGCC material to the other commissioners on what the other states are doing? And just as a quick note, I did request and still haven't gotten the exact numbers that each of the states are charging in fees, but hopefully we'll have that shortly and we'll forward that on to you.
Okay, and are you requesting, is that the 73 pages?
It's actually 23-page document.
Okay.
I just resent it to you a few minutes
Oh, you
ago.
did, okay. Yes, we can send that out.
Okay. It just simply lists the types of fees. It doesn't list the dollar amount, but it lists the types of fees that are being charged by the other states.
Okay.
Any questions for our administrator? Let me add to that, Commissioner Ballard and I are also working on rule changes as well, and things that need to be done with respect to that. Matt, have we done anything on rule changes besides, and where are we with regard to the rule changes? I know we just talked about the statute changes, but.
Right. Chair Thorwald, this is Matt Rippentrop from ADEQ. As Samantha had mentioned, the notice of docket opening was filed in January of this year for that rulemaking. At this time, that rulemaking, which is largely envisioned to address issues raised in the 5-year review report, is still in the rule drafting and rule design phase. It is anticipated that going into next year, that the docket will need to be extended next January.
Okay. Any questions for Matt? Hearing none, let's move on to 2B. Administrator Roberts, would you address that for us?
Yes. Myriad Resources had submitted 3 applications for permit to drill. One of those applications they've asked to suspend, and that is the Aztec 2-35. They have asked to suspend that as they will be asking for a spacing exception along with another application that they will be submitting at a later date. So if we want to move forward, we can start with the Chimney Canyon 1-9 application. We have completed a review of this application and at this time find no issues and would propose this for commissioner's approval.
Commissioners, what questions do you have for the administrator? Or for Myriad for that matter?
Well, Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Ballard. I just have a standard question. I've looked through this, although I have it takes me a minute to sort out one versus the other. I'm not sure why. This is a normal 640 spacing unit with 640 acres dedicated to it. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And it seems to be within the normal spacing for that proration. So I don't have any further questions.
Commissioner Nations, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. I'm glad to hear that this is going to be drilled to the basement. And I move to approve that request.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
And that is who, please announce your
Commissioner
name.
Ballard.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. The motion carries. Moving on to item 3,
No,
Orphan Well Program. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Oh,
excuse me.
there, right. I missed the
Yep.
others. I apologize.
Sorry, there's one more. There is, Myriad has also submitted an application for Aztec 1-26. Also drilled within the 640 acre spacing. I found no issues with this particular application and would recommend approval.
Is there any questions?
Well, this is Commissioner Ballard. Just one question. Is this the well spacing unit which has another well in it and requires a TA for that well?
No, that
That's
is,
the one.
yeah, that's application Aztec 2-35. That has another.
Okay. Okay. Just keeping them straight here.
Yep.
No, I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any
This
other
is-
question? Go ahead.
This is Commissioner Nations. I move to approve the permit for Aztec 1-26. Well, that's it.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Commissioner Feyerabend, second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Do we have anything else on 2B?
Oh, Chairman, that was it. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to 3, Orphan Well Program update. Administrator Roberts, do you want to discuss that?
I can, is there anybody from the Orphan Well program here at this time?
I am, yeah.
Okay, Andrew's here. As far as there was a well that was previously plugged. Andrew, do you have the name of that well?
Yes, it is, or it was Casa Grande Valley 1 Levine, API number 2-021-05009.
Okay, at this time, we were asking that while we don't have the Form 9 at this time filled out, but this well was previously plugged under the Orphan Well program, and we're asking for approval from the commission for the previously plugged well.
Commissioners, this is Chairman Thorwald. I asked that this be brought up because under the program and the way our relations are with DEQ, it wasn't clear that, in my mind, that they didn't have to come before us to do this. And I want to make sure that they have the proper approval. We have asked the proper questions, and for wells in the future prior to their plugging under the plugging in a program with the federal government, all those will be brought before us. So, commissioners, do you have any questions about how the well was plugged or any other questions?
Well, Mr. Chairman, this is Chairman. This is Commissioner Ballard. So this was the first one, the one that was previous to the four, the only other well that has been plugged under the program. The one that came out fairly expensive, as I recall.
Correct. Yes. This well was plugged April 6th of this year.
Well, I think, I mean, I don't mind approving what you've done. I think a more appropriate procedure probably would to briefly show us a filled out Form 9 and Form 10, and it's not that unusual for us to improve them simultaneously. Believe me, I've seen all kinds of things in the files. But I don't want to slow things up. That's, you know, it would have been nice to have those forms for a quick inspection. So it's whatever you want to do, Mr. Chairman.
I propose that we just allow them to provide the form, show it to us in the future, but we go ahead and vote on it today and get it out of the way since it already has been plugged. Could you tell us how it was plugged? Is it what the standards were that were used for the plugging?
Yes, we made sure that the operator followed all of our plugging standards laid out in rule and statute. They went above the minimum requirements for plugging any oil and gas bearing zones as well as any water bearing zones. I believe they set 3 plugs. And I apologize, we don't have those forms for you right now to go over, but I can absolutely prepare those in the next week or so and have them to you.
This is Commissioner Ballard. That would just be great. It certainly satisfy me. And a subject that came up before, of course, was that I hope the abandonment part was done as well as the plugging part. You know, I hope the rule I like to think of is that when you walk away, it looks as good as you would have it if it were your property. The grade, the trash, the debris, all that stuff cleared out. Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments from the commissioners? Commissioner Nations?
Nope. I'm glad to hear that it's progressing nicely.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve that plugging?
This is Commissioner Nations. I so move.
Do we have a second? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Commissioner Feyerabend, second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Administrator Roberts, could you move on to item 3B?
New applications.
Oh.
No. I don't believe there are any new, this would be for the orphan well program, so I don't believe there are any new applications submitted. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, we don't have any submitted at this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Then let us move on to item 4 on the agenda, AOG Chairman's report. We have a template letterhead. Administrator Roberts, could you explain that?
Sure. Because of the change in the administrator, and we did some updating just on the formatting and corrected a few other things on there, we just need your approval to use this as the new letterhead for the program.
Commissioners, do you have any questions or comments on this? This is Chairman Thorwald. I think it looks very nice. Do we have a motion to approve?
This is Commissioner Ballard. I move we approve the new letterhead.
Do we have a second?
Commissioner Feyerabend, second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. We have on to 4B, the 2025 meeting dates. Do those dates work for all the commissioners? Commissioners, do you have any issues with any of those dates?
This is Commissioner Nations. No, that is forecasting the future, but they're fine as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Do I hear a motion to approve these dates?
Commissioner Feyerabend, I move we approve this schedule.
Do we have a second?
Commissioner Ballard, I will second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Not hearing any, the motion carries. Moving on to 4C, IOGC pore space and CO2 sequestration model legislation. I was at the IOGCC meeting, and they were originally going to have all of this accomplished at this last meeting and voting to approve it. It got delayed. There was issues related to ownership, whether it was mineral or land, and it got pushed off to early next year. So we do not have that available yet. I'm hoping to get, well, I had expected to get an advance copy before the meeting to get to all of you to look at it, but it has not come in yet for your comments. But as soon as that happens, I will forward that all to you. In relationship to that specifically, the MOU and EPA, there's a new MOU between EPA and IOGCC, and it covers the task force that covers all of these things, and that's part of that discussion as well. And we met at that and had discussions on the pore space, and so that will move forward, I believe, very soon. Any questions on that? Hearing none, let's move on to 4D, standardized rules between OGCC, DWR, ADEQ, and ASLD, state land. Some years ago, when Marta was still here, I had asked at GERC that there was discussion and harmonization, to what extent, to see if there needed to be any harmonization, to see if any statutes needed to be changed between the different entities. That got started, and then at the time, Marta was overwhelmed, so it didn't move forward. It got stopped, and I asked that to be started up again so we could move that forward to try to ensure that there was no gaps and that we were all on the same, thinking from the same book, so to speak, given the various statutes we have. Hopefully that will start again very shortly. Is there any comments or questions about that? Hearing none, let's move on to the next item. Item 5, call to the public. Is there anybody in the public that would like to address the commission? Hearing none, let's move on to item 6. Is there anything that the commissioners would like to see on the future agenda as a future agenda item? Hearing none, let's move on to item 7 on the agenda. Is there any announcements? Not hearing any, let's move on to item 8, adjournment. Thank you, everyone, for your attendance and your comments today. And this meeting of the Arizona Oil and Gas Conservation Commission is concluded at 10:21 a.m. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.